So you want to know, is Henderson, Nevada safe? Undoubtedly, if you've been watching the news, you've seen all kinds of headlines regarding crimes in Las Vegas and burglaries in Henderson, but you want to know, is Henderson a safe place to live? Is it a safe place to visit? Well, this video will answer those questions for you. It all starts with analyzing the facts, and I'm going to show you the first place that we're going to go. The first place we're going to look at is a website called cityofhenderson.com. Now, this is the official City of Henderson website. And once you get there, you can see that there is a lot of different information and resources for information that you can look at. Across the top here, there's residents, our city, government, business, tons and tons of links. However, for the purpose of this video, we are going to go here to the police tab. So once we click on that, go here to police records, and you'll see that it gives you some additional things that you can search on here. Really quick, I just wanted to touch on what you can find in the annual reports as reported by the police from the City of Henderson. Now, this is 2022 March when I'm making this video, and it looks like they have not uploaded 2021 yet, but there is a 2020 Henderson Police Department annual report. So let's open that up. And this thing is 28 pages long, but I'm just going to give you some highlights of some information that you can find in this report. So you scroll down, here is an index crime report. And this is just summarized for 2020. Here we have the 2020 Part 1 crimes, and you can see it's broken down by month, and it tells you by the crime what it is, divided up by person crime and property crime. So for example, let's look at burglary. We have all of these burglaries divided by month. In 2020, there was a total of 656 reported compared to 2019 when there was 907, and so there is a 27.7% change or decrease year over year from 2020 to 2019 as far as burglary goes. That's great. I'd like to see how 2021 compares to 2020 when the report comes out. Obviously, we want to hope that those numbers keep on going down. Also, you can see here that in 2020, there's a list of arrests, the type of crimes that were done, and whether it was adult or juvenile, and how many total arrests were made for each of these categories. For example, we have, let's just choose property crime here, 837 adults, 98 juveniles, and 935 arrests in 2020 for a property crime. And then it just breaks it down into other offenses here. Crimes against property. It looks like that in 2020, you look at all the different types of property that were stolen, and you see that there was a total of $18,900,000 stolen, and of that amount, $7,200,000 was recovered. Then there's information on traffic collisions, which I also found pretty interesting. Specifically this, so traffic collisions by location. Intersection of Eastern Avenue and St. Rose Parkway had 68 accidents. So based on this 2020 report, that is the #1 intersection with the highest number of collisions, which I found really interesting. I didn't know this until I just read this. Eastern Avenue and Horizon Ridge, I'm there all the time, 38. And then it goes on and lists all of these other collisions by location. This is also interesting too as far as internal affairs, and these are complaints or investigations that were made against the police department. So for external complaints, we have a list here. It says the type of complaint. It shows you how many were sustained, how many were not sustained, and then how many were unfounded or exonerated. And so out of 80 allegations investigated, there were 9 allegations that were actually sustained. And as far as internal complaints within the HPD themselves, There were 152 allegations investigated. 87 of those allegations were sustained, or 57.2%. And there's a lot of other miscellaneous records in here that are really, really interesting if you're interested in learning about those types of facts. All right, so getting back to the subject of, is Henderson, Nevada safe? Is it a safe place to visit? Is it a safe place to live? Well, I think that would be better explained by looking at a visual map. And we can go here to Crime Search. Crime Search is a crime mapping database provided by the City of Henderson that gives you information and public access to crime. Now, the mapping database contains 90 days of crime information and is updated around the first working day of each month. And it says that this site has been created to allow the public to look at maps and reports generated by the Henderson Police, and it does not give information about other jurisdictions in Southern Nevada. Now, it tells you here that it maps 8 different types of crimes. And then here's their disclaimer. The City of Henderson makes no guarantee regarding the accuracy of the information, and that all data visualizations on the map are approximate. The next thing you do is you click on this link. You're acknowledging that you have read the disclaimer and agree to the terms. And I do apologize for my increasingly stuffy nose. Okay, so it will pull up this map of Henderson. So here's McCarran International Airport, and we have the Las Vegas Strip that runs along here. But here in this outlined area is the entire city of Henderson. Who knew it was so large, right? I think a lot of people think that Henderson is really a lot smaller than it really is, but it covers a lot of area. So for example, we have Lake Las Vegas is up here. The downtown Henderson Water Street district is around right here. We have Green Valley, which is around here. And then we have Anthem, which is down here. So anyways, this is an outline of the city of Henderson. We'll just blow it up a little bit here. And along the right-hand side of the screen, you will have different menus and things that you can look up. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So here's some really cool things about this menu. First, you can enter in a specific address. And once you enter in an address, it will show you within a 1-mile radius the different types of crimes that have occurred. You can expand the menu here. It says locate. It says select a type. You can choose park, school, zip codes, HOA. You can also select a crime. These are various different crimes that you can select. Select a search distance. The max is 1 mile. You can click on data, and it defaults here, and it's selecting all 8 of these categories. Actually, it shows 7 here. Maybe they're combining some of these together. The last 30 days, or you can go back in previous years, but it'll still, like for example, if you click on 2021, it'll still only show you 90 days at a time. For example, I clicked on 2021 and it shows January through March, and you can pick which quarter you would like to display. On the map, if you extend that, you can select by zip codes or by HOA. This is also really cool. You can switch between an aerial photo and a base map. Right now it's on the base map. I selected it all the way down to aerial photo, and it shows you an aerial view versus the base map. And the last tab here is a legend, which shows you what each little individual symbol means. So the thing about this map is that you need to be zoomed in close enough in order to show the symbols of the legend. Like right now, you don't see any symbols at all, and you're like, what the heck? How come I don't see any crime going on? Well, you have to zoom in. There we go. I'm just making my my zoom a little bit smaller here. Okay, you have to zoom in to a certain point in order to even see the legend. If you're zoomed out too far, it makes them all disappear. I don't know why that is. You know, I feel like they don't want you to see how much crime has been reported throughout the entire city all at one time. You know, it's like that's why they say they really only show you like a 1 mile radius. Although by zooming in and out to a certain point, you can actually see more than that. Let's start with the community of Lake Las Vegas, which is where I live because it is a completely awesome community. And here we have the legend. I have it on the base map. You can again select it to aerial photo if you'd like. I like looking at the base map. As far as the data, let me switch it to current day. This is showing 2021 of January through March. Let's just switch it back to the last 30 days. So here in the community of Lake Las Vegas, in the last 30 days, it is showing us an A, a B, and a T. All right, so the legend is showing us that we have 1 assault, 1 burglary, and 1 larceny/theft. So in the last 30 days, this is what we've had. Let's switch back to 2021, January through March. Again, I don't like how they only show you a max. I would like to see all of 2021 at once. And they don't allow that. You know, I don't know. Is it because they don't want it to be overwhelming? They don't want it to look like, oh, wow, it's a lot of crime in the last year. If they allow us to see all 12 months, I'm not sure why they only show 90 days at a time. Let's look at Lake Las Vegas and Cadence together, since I can pull them both up at the same time. So the community of Cadence, which is huge, is all along here, and Lake Las Vegas is up here. All right, so here's where I'm switching the dates under the data. All right, so let's say in 2021, let's look at April through June, and you'll see how things change. The legend, the little symbols change. July through September, and then October through December. Let's just cycle through these again. Let me just move the map here. Let's see if I can get smaller. Oh, okay. So Lake Las Vegas is here. Let's look again. Let's change it back to the last 30 days, and this is all crimes. Now you see that in the community of Cadence, which is here, it seems like in the last 30 days, the majority of the crimes reported are larceny and theft. Now we come down here. This section is like Old Henderson or Water Street, downtown Henderson. You see that there's a lot of assaults. There's larceny. There's a couple of motor vehicles. There's a couple of robberies. And look, on this legend here, we can actually go ahead and select the one that we want to see. So let's say that we want to see specifically burglaries. Okay, so we have 1 here in the last 30 days, 1 in Lake Las Vegas, none in Cadence. It looks like there's a handful of burglaries in the last 30 days over here in the southern Green Valley area off of Horizon Ridge Parkway. You can see all these little bees here. And if you click on the little bee just right, it'll tell you an approximate, it'll give you the street address and the approximate block address number. And it'll tell you the date and the time that it was reported. All right, Sun City Anthem. You see 3 burglaries here in the last 30 days. So let's say that let's get off of burglaries. Let's look at motor vehicle theft. All right, Lake Las Vegas, none. Cadence, none. Here in Old Henderson and Water Street area, okay, there's more than a handful in there. Again, you can click on the date, tells you the date, the time it was reported, and the street name. This is interesting. You can see a whole slew of them along Sunset Road here, in between Green Valley Parkway and the 515. A lot of motor vehicle thefts. And you can just move around the map here and take a look and see, what types of crimes are happening in what area. But another feature is that you can type in a specific address right up here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here to Zillow. Let's say that you're thinking about buying a home in Henderson and you have a specific address, you've gone to see it, you went to an open house, whatever. You have the address of a home. So I'm here on Zillow. I'm going to pick one address that I find here on Zillow. Let's pick the first one. This one here on 112 Samantha Rose, Henderson, Nevada, $369,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, let's just click on this address here. Well, that's a cute house. Oh, it's been on the market for 35 days. Let's just take this address here and we're going to cut and paste it here into the address and then just hit submit. It shows you where the address is. We're kind of zoomed in too much. Let's zoom out a little bit here. And you can select a crime. You can select one crime, but we're going to come down here and select all of these crimes. And let's see what's going on. So I don't know if you can still see this little blue X, but this is where this home is located on 112 Samantha Rose Street. Yep, there's Samantha Rose. Here's the home. Let's zoom out to see what kind of crime is going on. In the last 30 days, this is what's happened around the area. We have a couple of assaults here. We have a larceny and theft up here. And this home, just to put into perspective, is just south of the 215. So the more that we zoom out, we get a better look here. Here's the blue X. And we can see that, we have a handful of larceny and thefts here, and then a couple of assaults around there. Let's go back to data, and instead of the last 30 days, let's select 2021, October through December. So just October through December of 2021. This is what we have here. Let's get closer into the home. Okay, so we see some assaults, a burglary over here. Let's go back again, July to September. Well, there's an assault that happened in very close proximity to this address. Now, remember that the City of Henderson Police Department disclaimer says that all data visualizations on the map are approximate. But if we go back here and let's just click on this A. Okay, clicking on this A is not giving me a street address like some of the other categories were. But yeah, so in July through September of last year, it looks like there was an assault very, very close to the home that we're looking at. But as far as 112 Samantha Street, which is right here, that assault happened right there. Okay, let's look back April through June. Okay, not too much going on close by. And then January through March. Again, not too much going on. So, would you consider 112 Samantha Rose Street a safe area, a safe place to live? Well, that's up to you. You need to look at this data and this information and decide for yourself. You know, a realtor can tell you one thing, friends can tell you another thing, but I feel like this is a pretty good source of information if you want to see exactly what is being reported by the City of Henderson Police Department as far as what type of crimes are being reported in specific areas. Now, I don't want anyone here looking at this map to be freaked out and think, oh my God, Henderson is so full of crime. Look at all of those red A's dotting the map, all of those blue B's. No, listen, it's not as bad as you think it is. As a matter of fact, let me take you over to this website here, back at thecityofhenderson.com. And if you click on this link here for crime statistics, you will see a link. It says one of the safest cities in America. And click on Learn More. We are being redirected to another website. This is by Advisor Smith, Safest Cities in America, written on October 5th, 2021. And it has cities ranked safest by small, mid-size, and large. Some other information here. What are the safest U.S. cities? The safest cities in America, 2021. Large, we have Henderson, Nevada, is the second safest large city in America. So let's just scroll down here. Safest, largest cities in America. Number 2, Henderson, Nevada, population of 328,000, and it gives you the stats as far as violent crimes per 1,000 people and the crime score. So, despite all of the little red dots you see, Henderson in 2021 was still deemed the second safest large city in America, and that is pretty good. We have Virginia Beach is number 1, and let's see, Texas, California, Hawaii, Arizona. But yeah, Henderson is number 2, so that's something to be proud of. Now, also, when we're looking at crime, we need to put this in perspective, and the Las Vegas Metro Police Department also has their own version of a mapping software. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but if you go on to the lvmpd.com website, over here you go to crime mapping, and they have several different applications that you can play around with to look at information, crimes by zip code, crime query tool, etc. But we're going to go down here to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department calls for service in the last 30 days. So this is just in the last 30 days. Hit Explore Data. And wow, those are a lot of dots in the last 30 days. This is just the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. You'll see that along here in Henderson, there are no reports except for a few little dots here and there, but that's because Henderson has their own police department and their own reporting data. The same goes with North Las Vegas here. But yeah, in the last 30 days, look at all of these calls that have been generated. It says 15,420 records. Oh my gosh. But anyways, you can play around with their mapping software to find out more information. So again, do not let all of these little symbols throw you off. Like I said, Henderson was deemed the second safest large city in America based in 2021. So thank you again, and I really hope that you did find some of this information helpful. I hope that you feel a little bit empowered to know that there are some sites that you can go to, especially the Henderson Police Department website, to look up those crime stats, to look up specific addresses and see what's going on in those areas as it relates to crime. So if you think that somebody you know might find this helpful as well, go ahead and share that information with them. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again soon.